Welcome back. I've had this Snow Peak pole driver for, I'll be close to over 8 years, I think it is, from memory. Anyway, it's been really good. The only thing is it's quite an expensive item. Camping Moon, who I assumed have pretty well copied most of the design of the Snow Peak pole driver. This one's a better financial proposition in my books because straight away it comes with a canvas carry bag, which isn't too bad. And what sets it apart is it comes with a little tripod, which is, that's your little tripod, like that. It does come with a little rubber stopper, much like the Snow Peak. But when you put them side by side, you'll see that the Snow Peak is probably better built as far as it's got a thicker gauge tubing, but there's a lot of things that set this apart in the favour of Camping Moon. And the main one is being this tripod. So you don't have to worry about belting it into the ground if you just want, and especially if you just want to move it around. So you can see there, you can just set it up. I'll just set it up temporarily. And you just got to make sure the spike isn't too far down. So basically what you've got now is a tripod mounted lantern stand, and also, but what sets this apart too with the Camping Moon is that it's got two, once you get this right, one over the other, you can hang two lanterns off it. Pull this one off. So you can, and I'll show you how high this one can go. I've put a little marker in there, much like the Snow Peak one, as to how far. It might go off camera here. We'll just see how we go. Hopefully you can see that. I can't reach that. As far as stability goes, in the tripod legs, they do have spikes in them, so you can sort of push them in the ground a little bit if you want a bit more extra stability. But as far as putting a Coleman lantern up there that high, I probably wouldn't, just for stability reasons, because it's not rickety, but having something of such weight hanging off that, I just wouldn't be trusting it that way. I'll put the prices on the screen for the Snow Peak. Let's see if you can still buy them nowadays. They're not that easy to buy in Australia from last time I was looking. But the Camping Moon, you can get them online, Amazon, wherever else. But there's a couple of little things. With the bag, you can see here, it's a good bag. It's got a little shoulder strap. But you're going to probably ask how long. Let's see how long they are, fully extended, as far as if we're just going to compare them as a pole driver. So we'll just remove the tripod, like that. And I'll fully extend this to roughly and this top section, that's a solid rod too. I don't know if you can see that, but this whole section is solid stainless. So I'll put it about there. So that's without putting it in the ground, of course, but you can see how high that is. And I'll just get the Snow Peak one. Lift this one up. This much the same. It's got all water and all my marks have come off. Whereas this one here with the Snow Peak, it's a thin tube up until here, and then this last bit here is a solid piece of steel, whereas the Camping Moon one, that whole top section is solid all the way through, but it is a thinner gauge. And I'll put the weights on the screen too, just to compare the weights. But yeah, as far as the heights go, they're pretty well identical. Maybe I'll put a lamp on the top of these, put a lamp on there. I'm juggling here. Of course, you can just use the one if you only want the one. But you can see they're roughly the same length, depending on the composition of the ground as to how far you put it in the ground, but I usually put it a foot in the ground, 12 inches. And you probably want to ask, will the Snow Peak fit inside the Camping Moon tripod? And it won't, I can tell you now, because it's too thick in diameter. Whereas this one, I'm juggling here, well, there's a lot of weight hanging off the back. Now I'll take these lamps off. You can see that. I'll just bring this down. Just drive that in around a bit. Just bring this up. So you can pull that out. Usually put about 20 or 30 mil inside. Bring this up about head height. And we'll just see if we can actually see how this one is to drive into the ground as well. Next to the Snow Peak. Bring that down. Bring that down. This down. So side by side. So much the same technique as the Snow Peak. And obviously because this is a smaller gauge, thinner diameter as that one, this will go in the ground a lot easier. There's a nice soft bit of ground there, it's going in quite deep there, quite easily. But I'll bring this up to the mark there. I'll bring it up to the same height as the Snow Peak, just so we're, and this here. So with these things, there's a bit of a technique. Get one over, then lift the other one over. You don't have to use both, like I said before, you can just have the one. You can see, as far as stability goes, I'll send this one up. Send this one up. There's no real big difference between the two as far as stability goes. They're pretty well on par. Like, I wouldn't get too worried about either one. Hangers for two, you can hang 2 lanterns, so you can get the double the brilliance if you need to. And it comes with this little tripod. This tripod is, I think it's only made of steel, so it probably will rust. And hopefully you can see those spikes on the tripod. The main benefits of the Camping Moon is the price, of course, and you get a canvas bag and the tripod setup, which just makes it so much more versatile. Because now that these things are driven in the ground, if I want to go and work over here, like go by the fire here, I've got to physically remove them from the ground. Whereas if I've got the tripod, as you can imagine, pull that out, put that in there. So you've got your 2 little wing nuts. And I'll bring this back up again. So I can bring this over to the fire if I need to. So if I'm cooking over the fire, and if I want a bit more light over the fire, and I can't really see what I'm cooking, I can just bring another light over and put it on here and get a bit more light if need be. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.